You took me for a ride, you bamboozled me, led me astray, threw me on a roller coaster, strapped me in and was like, "Okay, let's go for this ride now." Hey guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm very excited for today because today we're doing another brand review. We're getting into the nitty gritty. We've been knocking these brand reviews out and I love to film them. We're talking about the brand Rose Inc. today. And I feel like this launch, there's a lot of different opinions on it, and there's a lot of negative and a lot of positive opinions, and I can't wait to share my thoughts on it because I was definitely intrigued. I think like everyone else, I kind of got on the early, I don't know if it's early sign up, early access, whatever. So I got these products a little bit early, so I've been testing them out and I have a lot of thoughts. I gotta share them with you guys so that if you're interested in these, because I think there's a lot of people that are interested in this brand because Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, if you do not know, started this brand and she is pretty iconic. I just want to jump in and get started. So if you're excited for this video, more videos like this, and please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this Rose Inc. review. Let's do lips first. Okay, so she released this like lip crayon-y thing. So this is the shade Quartz, and I will say this is described as like a hydrating lip thing. I want to say I do not feel like this is hydrating. I feel like it's not matte. Okay, so it's not super drying to the sense that like that is what it is. But I mean, you can probably even see that there's like a slight sheen to it. It's not super matte, but I don't find that this is really hydrating. Now, I like this product because I like to wear it as a stain. This is my preference with this type of product where I just kind of apply a little bit to my lips, take my finger and just kind of blend it out. And this is kind of gives me that like bitten lip look, if that makes sense, like pink but not like Barbie pink. So I do enjoy the shade, but I don't find it hydrating. That I just want to say that I don't find this to be a hydrating lip product. I do find, let's say if it is like I have products next to me right here because I'm testing a bunch of stuff. I do find if it's like a lipstick like this, like a Cosa style lipstick, it is hydrating. Something like this, I don't think it's hydrating, but I also think it lasts longer than something that's hydrating. So I just want to say that, like, if you have dry lips, definitely exfoliate before this because I think it also will cling a little bit to like dry patches and make them a little bit more apparent. But I do actually really like this. I will say, okay, a lot of people have had issues with this because something I have not had, I'm going to show you. The product fell out immediately. I'm holding this upside down just so you can see. My product didn't fall out, but a lot of people, like, they opened it and it fell out almost immediately, which, like, I don't love that. I think that's the worst. This I find to be actually a nice product. I want to tell you the description of it because they say it's long wearing. I think because it is, like, if you wear it as a stain or you kind of blend it out like this, yes, it is long wearing. And you can definitely get it to wear long if you wear it like that. If you are wearing it kind of as a lipstick all day, I don't find that it's super long wearing, especially if I'm eating something or drinking something that's more on the oily side. Or why am I drinking something oily? Like something that's more on the oily side, or especially if I'm drinking like a hot drink, I find that it definitely transfers. It's just like not the most long wearing formula, but I do think it is nice. I do enjoy it. I understand that like with product falling out and all of that, and it kind of describing itself to be hydrating. I don't really find it hydrating, especially if you're someone who suffers with like dry lips or peely lips. Just know going into it that it's not super hydrating. So I think also with that description, it kind of makes it like, I thought it was going to be something else, but it is a really nice formula. I do like the product. I do like to wear it as a stain, and I think it gives me really pretty like a pouty look, and I do really enjoy that. Cheeks, let's do cheeks next. So this is actually, it's a lip and cheek color, which I think is fun. So this is the shade Azalea. I'm gonna swatch this for you guys. And this was actually really interesting. When I opened it, I wanted to leave some of the texture there, so I've been kind of, let's see if you can see that there's a little bit of texture, and where I left, it had like more of a like moussey looking texture on the top, but then when you kind of go in the middle, it's not moussey on the inside. But I actually really like the texture. I also like that this has a mirror. So this I like because you can replace the inside, so it's kind of sustainable in the sense that you don't have to get rid of the packaging. You can just replace the color. So this is the shade Azalea. I kind of try to stick within the same color group because I wanted to see. So this is the shade Azalea. Again, it's bright. It describes itself as more of a berry. I don't know. How does it describe itself? Again, I just feel like sometimes color, it says it's a deep berry. I definitely wouldn't say that this is a deep berry. I would say that this is like more of a raspberry color in my opinion. But I do actually really like this. So the way that I like to apply this is I like to leave it, put it on the back of my hand, kind of blend it out, and then take a brush, dip it in, and apply it to my cheeks. I don't really like to use my fingers with this. This is not like, I feel like I say this a lot though, so it doesn't necessarily have to be the product. It could just be like my preference, but I don't really like to like blend out when I'm wearing a base. If I'm not wearing a base all day, I'll use my fingers. But again, I also prefer pinpointing a little bit more because sometimes I feel like my face is small, so I feel like when I blend it out with my fingers, I get blush like all the way down here and I'm looking crazy, and that's not my vibe. But this is the shade, again, Azalea. I actually do find this to be pretty long lasting. I find it to be dewy, but it's not super like intensely dewy, if that makes sense. It does wear decently long. Like I actually was really impressed. It kind of sets up a little bit. And so I find that I do enjoy it. Again, I tested it without like setting the top of it and setting the top of it, and I do really enjoy how it wears. It kind of melts into the skin. Again, I just want to say like the color just like, okay, let me find a swatch of this one because you guys, what do you wear? Even like if I hold this up, this is so much more bright, and then I find that the back like doesn't really matter. I don't know. I think, wait, is that the right one? Yes. I was just thought I was like picked up the wrong one, but I do actually really enjoy this. I will say like, this is a really nice product, and for on the lips, it's nice. I don't really always like using products that are kind of made double for the lips because sometimes I feel like this is an intense color. It's like too much. I would have to wear a liner underneath it, but I would just prefer to wear like a lipstick or a lip liner with this. But that's just my personal preference. I like to use lip colors as cheek colors, but I feel like they're formulated for the lip a little bit better. This isn't bad for the lip. It's just not my favorite way to wear this. I do like it though. And I do think that this is actually like pretty long wearing. I was very impressed because at first, because it describes itself as long wearing. So like at first I was like, based off of how the lipstick was and that I didn't find it super hydrating, I was like, okay, we'll see. And then I put it on and I was like, oh, she's still here at the end of the day. Interesting. Really, really good. I actually really enjoy this. And I really like this color. And this, although it's hella bright, when you blend it out, oh my gosh, it's like even like lingering on the back of my hand, as you can see. When you kind of blend it out, it does give just like the prettiest kind of like wintertime flush on me, and I think for a lot of people this is like gonna be really pretty color. Okay, next let's do their concealer. So the shade I have in this is the shade LX100. Now I want to say finding a shade in this was truly, I did not know what to do because this described itself as peach, and the swatch looked confusing to me, and I was like, what person, like if it's my complexion match, I found the shade options for darker skin, first of all, a little wax city. I'm just gonna say it. But the shade 100, once I got it in after agonizing, because I really wanted I wanted to give a good review, and when you get a concealer and it's not a good match, then you're kind of like, sometimes it's hard to know, and I thought it was going to be super, super bright on me. But it's actually, you know what guys, let me just show you. I'm going to swatch this. I like this applicator a lot. It's like bigger. It's kind of like the Tarte Shape Tape, and I really actually like that kind of applicator, so I'm going to swatch this on the back of my hand. So this is what the shade like LX100 looks like. They describe it as like a peach. I don't really know about that. I mean, I don't find it to be super peachy because when I blend it out, it's almost a perfect match for me and like the shade that I like for under my eyes. Okay, but like finding a shade was really hard, and I think the darker shades, I'm sorry, could use like so much work, and it genuinely, like, I cannot believe the shade range, especially for like deep dark. For me, okay, fine. I always tend to be like kind of mid, but like the shade, I was disappointed in the shade range, and I think a lot of people were disappointed in the shade range, and rightfully so. Like, honestly, you guys, it's time to step it up. But this, okay, I'm trying to look at the monitor to kind of blend. Here we go. So this blended out for me. Like, look at that. That is a really good shade option for me because it's not super pink. It's not super warm. It's not super yellow. It has like, it's almost neutral, but it has enough pink to kind of combat the super, super darkness under my eyes. So I like to do, this is one where like, this isn't the wettest formula, which sounds kind of weird. It almost feels a little whipped, which I don't really think that's the description, but it's kind of like a little bit heavier. I do like one dot and then one dot here, and then I blend it out immediately. Like, normally I let my concealer sit for a second. Absolutely, fruitly not with this one, because you want to blend this out like pretty fast. Not that it's set super quick, but like it getting thicker is like, it's not necessary like at all. Like she thick, you guys. I blend it out with a beauty blender or a beauty sponge like this, and I really like the results. I find it really, really nice because, again, as we age, or actually as we are human beings on this earth, we get lines under our eyes, and I don't find that it settles in creases, and I think that that is great. It says it's hydrating. I don't find it super hydrating, in the sense, like, if you have super, super dry under eyes, this might not be as hydrating as you want it, but it's not dry like, sure, perfect example, Tarte Shape Tape. I find Tarte Shape Tape to be a little bit more drying. I find this really comfortable. This also wears really nicely with makeup or without makeup. When I'm just wearing literally nothing, I just want to cover my under eyes and like slap on a little blush and run out the door. This is really nice for that because, again, the shade match is really good for me, but it's not thick looking. And I don't know if that makes sense to you. Like, Tarte Shape Tape is thick looking. And you have to be really careful with the amount you use. Again, I like to use one dot of this on the front and one right here. Just, I get really dark right here in the corner and blend it out with a beauty blender. And I'm really, really happy with how that looks. A lot of the time I'll add a little bit, just a touch more right here, because I get darkness and I blend it out, but I find it really nice. I find the coverage really, really nice. And I don't necessarily love it for around the face always. It depends on what I'm trying to cover. It's hydrating enough that it doesn't cling to dry patches, I will say, but I don't necessarily, I think the texture for all over the face, if you have a lot of hyperpigmentation, you have a lot of scarring, you just need to kind of pinpoint a little bit more. And if I'm kind of rushed, I don't like to pinpoint because that takes time and I don't always have time for that. But if I had the time, I would do that, and then I would enjoy it. But again, I mean, we gotta step up our freaking game, you guys. This shade range, honestly, is like Wax City. Okay, next we're gonna go on to brows. So let's talk about it. So I was really excited about her brow products because Rosie Huntington-Whiteley specifically has always been said how particular she is about her brows, and I think even when she gets her makeup done, she does her brows herself, which I completely understand. Getting your makeup done and someone else doing your brows is like a terrifying thing because I'm also very particular about them. I think everyone kind of is. You like them a certain way, you like to fill them in a certain way, you like to use a certain colored pencil, or you like to not use a pencil, or whatever. So I was really intrigued and excited about these products. So I got the clear brow gel. And there are also tinted ones, but I didn't get those because, you know, we're clear brow people on this channel here. So when I first opened this, first of all, I'm going to show you. First of all, she's not clear. I just want to say that. Like, okay, if you have dark brow hairs, you just have to be careful. And by careful, I mean, like, it's not clear. So, like, you just got to make sure that when you're done, like, there aren't any white little flecks, because I've actually had that with this product. You got to really just work through. Okay, I just want to say that. Then also, it kind of looks like a pomade. So when I saw it, I was like, you took me for a ride. You're joking me. It looks like a pomade. I was like, you're joking. You took me for a ride. You bamboozled me, led me astray, threw me on a roller coaster, strapped me in, and was like, okay, let's go for this ride now. Like, I literally, when I opened this, I was like, you're lying to me, because I didn't think it was going to have any hold. I was incorrect. And I want to say that I was very incorrect. It has hold. And it dries pretty fast, which I like. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit longer for clear brow products to dry, because you want to make sure that it's dry before you kind of fill them in. If you are filling them in, if not, you just walk out the door, you're good to go. So I really like this. So I like this. If you have thicker brows, I really like this because the spoolie is big enough, but it's not so thick that or big that I think if you have thinner brows, you would hate it. I do think the spoolie on the ones with color is like, they're thinner. But I really like this. So I'm not doing my brows on camera right now, but I'm gonna just show you kind of how I work through it. So I kind of just do this a few times in a row, and I don't need to clean off this spoolie. I just make sure that there are no white flecks. Once it dries, there are no white flecks, but if you have some, once, like, if you just leave it there because you're like quickly doing your brows, I have had white flecks. So that's just something to say, because she's not fully clear. Okay, she really is not. And if you have darker hair, it's just, I think it's important to note, because sometimes you're looking like you have dandruff in your eyebrows, and nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. That's not cute. But I actually really, really like this. I have been grabbing this a ton, and my initial anger for absolutely no reason was unwarranted, and I stand freaking corrected. I really, really like this. So overall, I actually was really surprised by some of these products, specifically these two, because I really, really, really like them, and I did not think I was going to like them. I'm also really impressed with this one because it's super long lasting, and the pigmentation is crazy. Like my women and men of color out there, the pigmentation is strong on this, and I know sometimes it's hard to find something for your cheeks that's like strong enough, especially if you're a certain complexion and deeper. But these are really pigmented, and I think it would be worth a try. The only one I kind of find like lackluster and uninteresting to me is this one. Now, it's not to say it's not a good product. It's just like I'm expected more, I guess. And I feel like the color range, again, first of all, like, we need to be more inclusive here. This is truly just, like, in my opinion, kind of unacceptable. And like, at this point, we got to be stepping it up. Like, what in whack city are we doing? The brow product is really good. It's good, but I don't think that it's groundbreaking. I just want to say that. I think that it's nice. I think that it wears nice if you wear it the way that I like, and you kind of do as more of a stain. But I think if there was something that I probably wouldn't get, it would be this. But that doesn't mean it's not good. Again, it just means that, like, there's other things out there that are just as good, if not better. But I actually was surprised. I really was. Oh, also the fact that the thing freaking falls out for some people is kind of whack too. But I was actually really surprised. You know, I think that there were a lot of super strong opinions on both sides of the fence with this launch, and I came in being like, "Hey, we're gonna see super neutral," and I was actually I was surprised. But again, I think we just gotta, like, step it up with launches these days, you guys. We gotta be more inclusive. But I do think pigmentation wise is really nice. I would like to see some more nudes in terms of lip colors here, and a range of nudes, not nude for one person, like nudes, because nude is not one for everyone. we got, you know what I mean? I would like to see more nudes. I'm interested to see what else they launch. I know that they had some skincare products, but I kind of figured if you guys were interested in that, I would do that after. That takes a while to test out, and I really wanted to talk about these 4 products. And yeah, that's it for this Rose Inc review. I would love to know your thoughts on the products, the swatches. I would also love to know if you've tried their products. What do you think? Are you interested? If you haven't, please leave all those comments down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.